Hello everyone, I'm Chris and today I'm going to be showing you how to install Ubuntu on a PowerMac G5. This beastly machine has a 2.3 GHz G5 Dual Core processor, 16 gigs of ECC memory, a 512 gigabyte SSD, and the Nvidia Quadro FX 4500 graphics card, which was the best one you could get when these came out. Okay, so now we need to download Ubuntu MATE, and to do that, you might expect to just Google Ubuntu MATE, go to their website, and then click the download, but they don't have a download for PowerPC Macs anymore. They must have recently gotten rid of it because I'm pretty sure I downloaded it from their website like a couple months ago. So instead, you're going to Google Ubuntu MATE mirror and click the first one, which for me is debian.org. And there should be a link here for Mac PowerPC. So you're going to click that and save it. And that's going to take a few minutes. So I'll come back when this is done. Alright, so now that the disk image is done downloading, I've grabbed a blank DVD and I'm going to label it with a Sharpie, and then I'm going to stick it into my Apple USB super drive and burn the image onto the disk. To burn the image to the disk, you just go to your downloads folder, find the image file, the .iso, right click, and then click burn disk image. That'll bring up this little helper GUI thing, and then you just click burn. And this takes a while too, so I'll be right back. Well, the disk finished burning, so now it's time to try to install this on the G5. So the first thing I need to do is boot into open firmware. So that I can open up the disk drive. I don't have an OS installed on this machine, so the only way for me to open the disk drive that I know of is to go into open firmware and to use the eject command. I'll move this a little closer. Can you see? Yeah, alright. So eject CD, I think that'll work. Yeah, it worked. And enter it again to close the tray and shut down so that we can restart. This time I'm holding the Option key so I can get to the boot menu to select the DVD. As you can see, it takes a while for the boot selector to show up, and once it shows up, it's going to take a while for it to stop looking for other devices it can boot from. I always thought it was a pretty nice touch that on these PowerMacs, the disk has a little penguin on it when you're booting from a Linux disk. You know, I might not have even needed to do that because there isn't any other bootable device on this machine. I'm going to select the live PowerPC 64 boot option. This might not work immediately. I think this GPU might require some kernel options to get the image to load. Hopefully I'm wrong. There goes the fans. Jeez, this is taking forever. I hope it. Oh, it's actually gonna do something? This looks like a mess right now. I think there might be a boot parameter that I need to set before this will work. I'll give it a few more minutes, and if it doesn't boot, then I'm just gonna restart and try the boot parameter. Alright, this didn't want to boot, so I'm trying again, and I'm going to make sure to put in that boot parameter, that boot parameter when it starts up the Linux disk again. Hopefully it should just start booting into the CD, or the DVD. Alright. So, what is it? Live PowerPC 64 and nouveau.config equals NvMSI equals 0. I'm going to double check that. Right, so just so you get a better look at what I did, there's that little line that I added. Let's try this again. I think it's gonna work this time. Last time there was a little message about my GPU locking up. Looks like something's loading. Man, this is taking so long. Finally got a cursor. So eventually, there should be a desktop shortcut to start the launcher that pops up. There we go. Booting this off a disk is definitely slow. I don't have anything else on my SSD, so I'm just going to install Ubuntu. Now this is gonna install and I'll come back once it's finished. The install is finally completed, so I'm gonna restart, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to redo that GPU boot configure option when I restart it. I'm just gonna do it to be safe. So it automatically ejected this disk, but I had to wait a few seconds after that message showed up. So when it boots, you get the option to select Linux boot, which sends you to another menu that gives you the option to choose Linux or old. And I'm going to choose Linux, and I'm going to set the nouveau.config equals NvMSI equals 0. And hopefully this will make sure that I have a working image once it finishes booting. If this works, then I should be able to edit the yaboot config from inside once I log in, and then I won't have to enter that configuration parameter anymore. And it looks like it works. That boots way faster off than SSD. Alright. Now, I believe that the command is yaboot.conf. Let's see, I think it's an Etsy. Let me move this closer so you can see the terminal. So I'm just gonna check the Etsy directory right now. And yeah, there's yaboot.conf right there. So let's see, do I have Emacs? I do not have Emacs, so I'll be installing that right now. You don't have to install Emacs, it's just a text editor, and it's my preferred one for the terminal. So let's see. I believe here under the Linux, append section right here is where you add this. And now I think there's something called ybin. Yeah, I don't know how to use this, so let's look at the man page. Okay. So I think I know how to do this. SDA2 should be the bootstrap partition. So I believe I do sudo ybin -b /dev /sda2 /-c and then this. And hopefully this works. No, it did not work. All right, let's try this again. Oh, it's a capital C. Okay, so I think it did something. Let's try rebooting. If this doesn't work, then I must have messed up updating the yaboot configuration, and I'll have to go search the internet to figure out how to do that properly. And I think it worked. And this is what you get when you use Linux. You're gonna always get like little program problem detected pop-ups. And I guess that's it. Wait, can I even cancel? I don't even know how to see my hardware on here to confirm that all the RAM is working, so and it's only seeing 12 gigs of my RAM. And from the screen tearing, I'm not sure that 3D acceleration is really working. But at least the system is usable now, so that's good. So I've just finished running updates. If you click System up here and you go to Administration, there's a software updater, and if you click that, it should search for any updates that can run. I already ran this and rebooted, and it updated my release to 16.04.6. And I just ran it again and it told me that 18.04 is out, but I can't really install that. But so that upgraded the software as far as I can go. But the other thing I wanted to show you is that if you go to Preferences and go to Look and Feel, and then go to Mate Tweak, and then click Windows, there's this little option here to select a window manager, and by default it was set to Marco No Compositor, and that's what was giving me all the screen tearing. But I switched it to Compton GPU Compositor, and the screen tearing's gone, nice and smooth. So that's pretty sweet.